Welcome to Tokyosaurus. So what's up in Japan? We finally have ourselves a real proposal and a real wedding in the Pokemon anime. I think this is actually the first Pokemon marriage that we see on screen. Correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I don't think we've ever gotten a real proposal and a real wedding in the Pokemon anime. But I haven't watched every single Pokemon episode, and we've recently hit the 1,000 mark, so maybe some of you can help me out here. Anyways, this proposal was super bomb, at least to me. But let me know if you guys think so as well. So in the latest episode of Sun and Moon, we finally get to see Professor Kukui propose to Professor Burnett. Some of you may be wondering, well, weren't they married in the game already? Yes, they were, but not in the anime, and now we actually get to see exactly how that went down. So for those of you not following the Pokemon anime, they're at the part where the Ash and Lily crew has just saved Lily's mom from being a jellyfish monster. But before that, it's important to note that Kukui actually abandoned the kids when he suddenly got a call from Burnett that sounded like she was in some sort of trouble. Of course, he just told the kids that Burnett was on her way here and he was going to meet her first. But in reality, it was an emergency call from Burnett. Kukui runs off to Burnett right away and finds her surrounded by a bunch of Hakumo. Her own Munchlax is pretty much crapping his pants, but luckily for them, Kukui arrives just on time and his braviary makes quick work of the entire crowd. He's not the champion of Alola for nothing after all. Burnett is obviously swooned at this point, and later on, because Kukui decided to save Burnett, he missed his chance to travel to Ultra Space with his students. And obviously, as we find out later on, it was totally worth it. But on to the actual proposal now. After the whole incident and the whole crew returned home safely, Kukui and Burnett decides to go on a romantic walk on the beach during sunset and they start talking. Burnett says that she wishes that she could have seen Ash and Lily's face back then, referring to when Ash told Lily that she can depend on them anytime. To which Kukui responds, yes, I wish you could have seen their faces too. She was a little confused at this point as to why he would say that. The walk continues and she brings up the fact that they both think alike. To which Kukui laughs and then she goes on the offensive to ask him if he could tell what she is thinking right now. He stumbles around and hesitates while she eggs him on one more time by calling him Kukui-kun, and she starts to give him the answer. And this is where the magic happens. As she is pointing to him and says, I choose you, Kukui turns around to show her a Pokeball. At this point, they're both frozen. Burnett is confused as to why he's holding out a Pokeball upside down towards her. Kukui slowly turns it around and opens the Pokeball, and inside is a ring. Kukui ends it off with a Geto Kana, which is very similar to what they say after they catch a Pokemon in the Japanese dub, but with uncertainty. Sort of like gotcha, I guess. And ladies and gentlemen, that is how you do a proper Pokemon proposal. Burnett froze after he said that, and we don't see how she responds, but we do know she accepted it because they tell Ash the moment they get back to Kukui's place. Afterwards, they told the group that they're not planning on doing a wedding, but Ash and the crew decides to do a surprise wedding for them anyways, and off they go to have a full-on celebration for the two newlyweds. We actually get to see Kukui dressed up in a semi-formal suit, and surprisingly, his dress shirt is buttoned up all the way, and we actually get to see him fully clothed for once. Burnett is in a full wedding dress, and the two walk down the aisle with Professor Samson Oak as the host at the front, and off they go happily ever after. After the whole incident, it seems like Kukui has realized that Burnett was more important than everything in his life, even if it comes to having to leave his students to go to another dimension to fight very powerful unknown monsters on their own. This man definitely has his priorities straight and isn't afraid to show it. Some people even say that Kukui scored big time here, but do let me remind you, Kukui is a professor himself, he's the champion of Alola. This guy obviously lifts and has enough confidence to walk around half naked pretty much 100% of the time. So who really scored here? Anyways, let me know what you guys think of Pokemon's first real proposal and wedding down below, and who you think was the one who scored a big time here. Don't forget to drop a thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on notifications if you want to be updated with the latest that's going on in Japan, and I'll see you guys in the next one.